All right, man. I'm a little excited about this one. I ain't gonna lie. I'm a little excited as I got a chance to before the interview. You know what I'm saying? See your resume and in black and white.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of times when we get a resume from somebody, it's verbal. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? It's not really any paperwork. Ain't no, you know what I'm saying? Can't show you, can't pull up their resume and pull out any references. You know what I'm saying? And so on and so forth. So I'm personally excited and honored to be in the same space as you right now.
Right.
Before we get started, man, let them know who we got behind the camera today.
Man, I'm OG Bride from Carver Park Compton Crips. I don't say former ex or any of that, but I'm a non-active Carver Park Compton Crip because I'm not in the gangbangers realm. We have something called United Streets of America for our communities, and that's who it is, theusastreets.com, and you can check me out more on that. And I'm honored to be on your platform.
For sure, man. What's new before we get started? What's new?
Well, what's new with me is before we get started, this is what I'm into. Like you said, I want them to see this. This is what I'm into, man. For 18 years, this was called a driver's license, man. Because unfortunately, I did 18 years straight in the federal prison system. And I tell any brother that you should interview, any brother that claims he's street or he's this or he's that, don't ask people to go look up the Freedom of Information Act. Have him present it. This is my first superseding indictment, my second one, my third one, which I showed him. I'm not gonna go into all the paperwork, but these are things that unfortunately speak volumes about me. When dudes say they tough Tonys, no man wants to admit to this. No man wants to admit to that. That's on page 18, two separate murders. No man wants to admit to that. That's a murder, robbery, that's a murder. These are things that I've been incarcerated for. No man wants, everybody's tough, but no one wants to say, I have a bullet in my stomach, my back, and my neck currently. I gave as good as I got, I didn't like this title that they applied to me. Parolee is a danger to the community. See, my paperwork speaks for itself. Criminal history reflects murder in CDC term. Not that I'm glorifying this, but I'm saying my pedigree is of the streets, and a street dude can turn a young dude from being from the streets if he could show him he was formerly of that lifestyle. Or as they say, he was about it. This right here out of California Youth Authority for a murder, and I have assault of behavior, noting criminal history, affiliation with the Compton Crips. Violence in his criminal history include murder, and I'm not glorifying none of that. I'm saying it so when I sit up and I try to talk to a youth and I can show them if I changed, you can change. I went from a man who in my sentencing transcripts, they talk really, really salty about me, man. What I was telling you, man, this is what the Fed said about me when I was sentenced. We had a cell paper, we had papers that have been submitted to the court. We had a cell rated. We had federal authorities saying what a ridiculously horrific, horrible, gangbanging, evil member of society Mr. Berkeley is. These are the things that were applied to. But then when I started changing my life, and my son got killed, who was representing my neighborhood, but the city saw I was changing my life. This is from Martin Ridley Thomas, from the county of Los Angeles, telling me, hey man, we know you lost your son, basically, and they gave me a memorandum honoring the life of my son. And these are different city council persons who put their signatures on it. So I changed my life. And my whole thing, like a lot of people curious on why I didn't respond to the things that Charleston White was saying about me, because I don't do social media spats. I don't do what women do. My resume speaks for itself. I'm a man that I initially went out to Texas, not to do anything to Charleston White. No, never that.
Yeah, they were saying that y'all came out to Texas looking for Charleston White.
No. I came out to Texas to dispel the myth that Charleston White was putting down that brothers from California couldn't come to Texas. Okay, because I felt like this. Like today is Sunday. Everyone goes to Crenshaw. I said to you, if you were to go to Crenshaw, and I'm hypothetically speaking, if I was 16 from rolling 60s, gangbanging, and I was on the show and I saw you, and I said, where you from, bruh? And you said, I don't bang. And then I said, no, where you from then, bro? Where you live? And if you said Texas, my 16-year-old mind frame, and you see that paperwork, would have been shoot you in your face and keep it moving and go tell the homies I got one from Texas. That's why I went to Texas, so that wouldn't happen. So brothers from California could see, man, we welcome in Texas. No brothers got nothing against us.
So why did people from California feel like they couldn't come to Texas? Because of what was Charleston exactly saying that? You know what I'm saying?
Motherfuckers can't come to Texas. F you, derogatory towards Crips and Damus out here. Y'all ain't nothing. F Nipsey, F Rolling 60s, F neighborhoods. Y'all won't come to Texas. Y'all can't come to Texas. So the way that I function, and I just did 18 years in the feds. I know a lot of brothers from Texas, a lot of brothers I interacted with from Texas. You know, I felt that, man, I don't want some young dude to get killed going out to Texas thinking that if some dude, mad dog from Texas, who may be having a bad day, and he's from California, and he went out there for the summer because, you know, he was screwing up out here, and he got his grandfather's gun, then he killed that dude from Texas. Or I don't want that dude from Texas coming out here and getting killed from a brother out there. It's bad enough that we killing each other up. So my whole purpose was to say, if I can go out to Texas, Compton from head to toe, and hit the man in the street, I don't know nothing about Texas. So if I can ask the dude in the streets, is that true? And he says no, then that's showing all the brothers from Los Angeles County and California, like, man, there's no beef. You know, now my partner, Hayru, he gave Dewberry, the brother Dewberry I did an interview with, 2 books. And said, here, man, I'm a published author. I want to give you 2 books and show you my work. All of a sudden that went from, we were out there for a book signing no one showed up to. Then we went in a place called Stop 6, ran across a youngster named K-Dub. Me, by being a gang member, if I see a dude who has on a red shoes, a red hat, a red cup, a white t-shirt, and black pants, in my head, that's a Damu. So by not knowing Texas, and I'm in what's called Stop 6 at that time, I'm like, what's up, bro? Before he got on film, I said, where you from? Told him, I'm from Compton, man. I just came out here because the dude, Charleston White, was saying that brothers couldn't come out here. You mind getting on film? And the brother was like, I don't mind. So I asked him some questions. Does this brother speak for Texas? No, he don't speak for us, man. That dude knows some blah, blah, this, blah, blah, that. He can't speak for us like that. I'm like, oh, okay, bro, you want to give up your set and give up your name? And he gave up his set and gave up his name because obviously he had the tire on. So I know assume makes an ass out of you and me, but bear in mind, if you're a gang member from Texas, you come to California and you see a brother that got on blue pants, blue shoes, a white t-shirt, and a blue hat with a blue cup, you would assume he's a Crip.
Absolutely.
And if you say someone directed you to the trenches of the neighborhoods, so they told me Stop 6, I didn't know I was on the outskirts. I just went on what people told me.
Not Stop 6, the trenches.
No, but they told me I wasn't actually in Stop 6 because of where I was at.
Ah, see.
Okay, but I don't know this.
Right.
And I approach him and he tells me where he's from. So later on down the line, long story short on him, from what Charleston White put out, they said he's nothing over there. He got DP'd. He had to call me up and apologize. He a mark. He is a straight A student and he played basketball. Well, I applaud any young dude that was a straight A student that played basketball and didn't dive head first into the gang coach. I don't want one dude to live like I live. And see, and I don't have nothing against Texas. See, I got this right here, man. I'm gonna show you something, man. This is a brother named Lil D from Rolling 60s out of Texas. This is a brother named Crow from Dallas. Rolling 60s, rest in peace, Crow, out of Dallas, Texas. This is Popcorn from Rolling 60s out of Missouri. This is E from Rolling 60s out of Missouri. This is CL, who I can call right now. All of them were my guys in Terre Haute USP in this Crip car. And I had the Crip car. These are just pictures. And all these down here, which I'm not gonna go into, are tons of pictures of homies. So when Charleston White and them said, who is Bride D? He ain't don't nobody know him and this, that, and another, et cetera, I didn't get offended. Because I don't get offended when men talk about men because I don't get into that. But you don't know what you're talking about. I have pictures from the moment I hit federal prison in 2003 to the moment I left in 2021. So if a dude is nobody in that world, his homeboys don't look out for him. Secondly, today, I showed you pictures earlier, and I'll give you some if you choose to post them up. I was with all first generation Comptons on doing a biop of us and trying to decrease the violence and perhaps let dudes know, look how we lived and look how long it took for us to turn around.
Right.
So that's my whole situation. I don't have no beef with that dude. I didn't go looking for him. I guess I'm on federal probation. I jumped on the airplane with firearms and landed in Texas and pushed up to a park where some children had to assassinate Charleston White. If that ain't some Hollywood shit, I don't know what it is, man. I really don't, you know. First and foremost, man, I didn't go out there chucking no verbal spears or physical spears at no one. Now, different men are different men. I'm 57, but if you say F Carver Park right now, I'm firing on you. and I can't fight worth the shit. I'm gonna fire on you. I'm gonna pick up this statue right here and bust your brains out. You're not gonna disrespect my neighborhood. And we have chapters in New York, South Carolina, North Carolina, Arizona, and Colorado. All of them are the same. So I don't understand the brother Dewberry when he sits next to a man that says F Rolling 60s, F Nipsey, F you Crabs. I can't relate to that because to me a 60 is a 60 no matter where they at. Because Carver parks no matter where we're at, where Carver parks. So I don't know how that goes. I don't know how that works. Maybe different geographics, different things. But I don't have no beef with dude. But he was like, you know, acting like I tricked him. You can look at the whole video of United Streets of America. There's no trickery in that. If anything, I applauded the man for what he's doing in this community. Told him he's to be emulated. So with me saying all I've said, anything you want to ask me, man, I'm game to answer it and whatever.
Nah, for sure, man. I'm glad you cleared that up. I'm glad you cleared that up because that would be an unfortunate situation. I know plenty of people from Texas who come out here on vacation